in to suit every taste into learning more about Portugal. Oh, I've got a screen blackout now. Oh, no, here we go. We're back again. That's great. If I give you a little bit of a scroll down, you'll see that the 24 free courses and collections include Portuguese factoids, meet the team, food, wine, and fun times, opening a company in Portugal, that mini course created for us by Raquel, a collection of Owen's videos, collection of Frank's videos, Frank guides, the Douglas Hughes collection, the Portugal playlist, featured music here on the show, the community blogs, the blogs and pictures that have come in from the crew, the team, the community, a wildlife and animal collection, discovery weekends. You can click through to that, through to the Portugal Immigrant Network, sport in Portugal, Andy Klein's video making course, the shop, the store area are fiercely independent and uniquely Portuguese brand collection at the Indie store. That's open access as well, as is the peer-to-peer Portuguese, the God Squad tips of the day, and the Grey Watch Gentle Fitness for Bon Viveurs, the Extraordinary Expats. It goes on and on. And all of these are available free to you. Portuguese-British Alliance and the Portugal and Americans a growing collection as well. Oh, there's a broken link there, which I need to complete. I was doing this at 2 this morning. And then if you're a GMP VIP, you get access to another level of information, which applies to many of you tuned in and watching, and a few lurkers who we never hear from, but very grateful for your support of the show, and those GMP VIPs who help us out with time, talent, and treasure, get access also to essential info, my contacts, including introductions if you need them, pocket listings, those real estate listings that are before the market or don't make it to the more popular real estate pages, spaces and places in Portugal, those special secrets that we share in the community of lovely places to go in Portugal, are just for fun section where we've immortalized a few of those memes and dad jokes and bits of fun, and a growing quiz for kids about Portugal as well. That might be interesting to homeschoolers, or a way of getting kids used to being here in Portugal, or whetting their appetite indeed for being in Portugal. And adults might like it as well. And my own guide to starting a podcast and a live stream there. All of that. You can see more if you click on the link, and you'll get access to those supporter exclusives if you're a GMP VIP as well. So very proud of that. I hope you enjoyed that, and hope you'll take advantage of it as well. Learn about Portugal.com. Let's give them a nice big round of applause after this. We are kicking off this inaugural version expedition of this Ask the Agent with Vitor Costa. We'll see him after this. Oh, yes. Hello, bom dia, tudo bem?
Hello, bom dia, tá tudo bem contigo?
Ah, muito bem. Muito bem, obrigado, muito bem.
Já engomaste as tuas calças?
I've really no idea, Vitor. Sorry, you lost me there.
Engomar means to iron.
That's why you threw me. Did you ask me if I've been ironing my banana or something obscure like that?
If you've already ironed your pants.
Oh, I cannot confirm or deny. And I don't know what that is in Portuguese.
As you should.
As I should.
You're probably not wearing any right now. Who would know, right?
Yeah, that is why I couldn't get up to turn on the extra light that Mrs. M for some reason unplugged. This is for our very official, and I was endeavoring to be a little bit more professional when it came to Ask the Agent. That we didn't manage that so far, but we will, I think, because we like to have a bit of fun when we hang out. How are you doing? I noticed you went onto YouTube and did a live stream yourself last night. What was that about, and how did it go?
That is correct. It went wonderful, even though I didn't make a thumbnail, so the click-through rate was terrible, kind of jargon. It was basically, I was interviewing this guy that he was starting his YouTube channel as well, and he had questions, and I was like, hey, you know what? One of my missions is to help people live their best lives, so I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to invite him onto, a live stream. I'll go with him, do kind of a coaching session, see where he's going, and share advice that people can use. and upgrade their lives as well, and maybe have some more clarity also. And it went really well. People asked great questions. Bob and Viv were there. And yeah, it went really well. Going to start making one every week now. Next week, I'm going to have one of my friends from Texas. He's an investor. We're going to be talking about boring passive income because he has so many ways that he makes money on his own. With cars, real estate, like he even makes money playing some games. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting interview next week as well.
Okay, and this is a regular thing now for you. What time can people catch that? Is it Monday evening?
So for now, we're doing for Monday at around 6 p.m. But I will then maybe make a poll or something to my audience and see if there would be a better time, because I want to make sure that as many people as possible can be live if they wish. Because time zones, right? I have friends in Australia, I have friends in America. So
oh yeah, it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. We've struggled with this, wanting to do programs that can be watched live by people in the United States. Turns out people are happy enough consuming on catch up.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
It's
There's
certainly not
magic
the same
streaming.
thing. Yeah, no, absolutely right. So there you go. The fascinating Vitor Costa of PortugalDoor.com with equally fascinating guests. So just one part of what you do in your life of multiple income streams and multiple ways of serving and helping people, of course, because that's always what has been what I've admired about you, is your willingness, well, your passion for serving people. And that was evident right from the get-go when we first met. And you're doing that in the north of Portugal predominantly, and you are a real estate agent for EXP. And that's why we're talking today on Ask the Agent. Yeah,
Correct.
so we know, you can see on the screen, you are the Vitor Costa of PortugalDoor.com. You are an EXP agent, as I've just said. So that kind of, that's your business card in a way, isn't it? Can you remind us of the area you serve and know so well, which is your geographical specialism then, please?
Certainly. And you did ask me to prepare 3 properties, so I found 5.
Excellent.
So I live in Ponte Lima, as you can see, right?
Beautiful Ponte Lima. Yep.
The bridge.
The rainforest. The rainforest.
I'm literally standing in the middle of the street, obviously.
Yes.
So Ponte Lima is the core, right? The areas that we also work with are Braga. There's a lot of demand for Braga. It's a city we know very well. That's where we went to college/university, depending on if you're from the US or from the UK. So we do a lot of business there. We go there often. And Barcelos is also my hometown, where this guy was actually created in a small parish called Galego Santa Maria, which is where I grew up in. And so Braga, Barcelos, Ponte de Lima, also Viana do Castelo, fairly close to here. Once in a while, we also go to Esposende, which is also a very nice beach town.
Yeah. Okay.
And for some reason, I've been building also a portfolio in Vila Nova de Cerveira, right on the north, where our friend Antonio Barbosa is on.
Yes.
And if all goes well today, I'll have a very nice 3-bedroom apartment there for sale.
For sale. Okay, good. And that one of the names you mentioned there, if people's Portuguese, if their grasp of Portuguese isn't brilliant, it was Esposende. Have I spelt that correctly?
You did spell it correctly. Good. Very nice.
I'll do my best. Okay, and the Cerveiras. Sorry, which was the
Vila Nova de Cerveira. I can post it here.
I think we need these. I think we do need these on the screen. Are you sharing the properties from your end, Vitor? Are you able to do that?
Sure. Do you want me to send the links, or should I share my screen?
If you're happy to share your screen from your end, it's a lot easier to do it that way. And I believe you are streaming. You managed to stream our live stream this morning, our live show out on your platform as well, which is something we can do with live stream, which is fantastic. So Vila Nova de Cerveira is the place he's talking about.
If that's easier, then you stream it.
No. You go ahead. Seriously, if you could.
I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Excellent.
So the first one I want to share. This one is actually in Vila Nova de Cerveira. It is a very interesting property. I actually had a Spanish client that we went and take a look at it. It has quite a bit of a nice property. And There was one thing that the client didn't particularly appreciate the most, which is the windows are still not double pane windows. But
Okay.
here's the good news. The owner is actually taking care of changing the windows, and they should be done during the summer, which is included on the price they're asking for. So for the 245, then the windows will be taken care of. There is an option of them not going ahead with the replacement windows, but they will lower 20,000 on the asking price.
My goodness. Okay. There you go. So if you want to move sooner rather than later and you're not bothered about the windows, you'll get 20 grand off that 245. This is 245. How many bedrooms are we talking about here? Oh, nice cork.
Ooh.
There's a lot of space.
Careful with that saying. Anyway, this is professional.
All right. All right. Cork cladding. I'll enunciate a bit more clearly there. An incredible garage area there. Wow, look at that. That's a beauty.
I just skip through things very fast, don't I?
You do clearly, yeah. I'm having to hold on to my chair here. Some nice fitted furniture as well. Tell us a bit more about the spec then. What's that? What's happening on the ceiling there on that last picture, Vitor? What's that?
Probably was some kind of bar or something along those lines. I'm not sure. It's like every Portuguese home has something that you just go, why?
That is quote of the day. Definitely.
Right. Like one time I went to this property. It's probably still for sale now that I think about it, in Cabração, which is like 15 minutes north of Ponte de Lima. Yeah. It's a bit in the middle of nowhere. The views are stunning, but there's not a whole lot to do there. Like if you need, I think, groceries and whatever, you need to kind of drive 15 minutes to the village. But it's like 500 square meters. They were selling it, I think, for 290,000.
Yeah.
It has like 4 floors, including the basement. Each floor could be like a whole house on its own. And furniture is all like custom made, and they have high-speed competition toilets. Like the toilets are super elaborate and with black stripes and gold things, and all of the toilets are different. And then on the even the window blinders, right? They're wooden, and it's a special wood imported from France. So everything was really thought out.
Yes, it's incredible. Then there's another view
you have the coffee machine at the bar, which is from Pingo Doce.
Yes.
But worse, on the around the living room, where you have all of the windows to get natural light for the living room, in many properties you have like lights, porch lights on top of the windows or the doors or whatever, right?
Yeah.
One of those lights was removed to there's this thing here. You can see my mouse, right? You see these things where you plug in the light?
Yes.
They removed that and replaced it with like a socket so they can plug electrical things up on the top.
Oh, okay. Probably not a good a very safe idea. Okay.
Yeah.
All
right.
So
that's one of the properties, right? There are a lot of pictures. You usually get either too many pictures or not enough pictures.
We've seen a lot of this property so far. Your first offering today, but it is a magnificent house. Please remind us of the specification of the number of bedrooms and square meterage.
It's a 4-bedroom with garage. This is the location. This is not my listing. This is not even my company, but we work with these agents.
Yes.
If anyone would like, I'd be happy to represent you in getting this property.
Okay. And it's a starting price of 245, notwithstanding that double glazing improvement, where there's some room for negotiation. Did I notice that garage, there's a separate garage, there's an outhouse there, isn't there, or garage, which could be used for maybe conversion to a separate freestanding property?
Yep, it could be. We would have to check the documentation for that.
Yeah, okay.
But usually,
that's a beautiful location and a very characterful house, I've got to say. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay.
So I picked this one in Vila Verde. Vila Verde is actually one location that we have been keeping an eye out because you typically find properties under 1,000 per square meter.
Okay.
So I haven't seen this property myself yet, but the rough area is about 306. They're asking 300,000.
Right.
And you typically get really good quality properties here for
Yes.
relatively low price. Like in many locations, you'd get maybe half this much property. This is just an extra thing they did probably for
Your
the
pool house. The pool house. Where are we? Where are we now, Vitor?
This is Vila Verde. Villa Verde is about 15 minutes north of Braga.
Yeah.
Also very nice place. A little bit farther away from the rest of the country, perhaps, because you kind of have to go through Braga to go to the other places. But
ooh, that's nice. That pool room is very nice. It's a pool room in so many ways, isn't it?
And here I go clicking by very fast.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just covering the bricks or something like that to make it a bit nicer. But this definitely looks like a decent property. I've suggested this to one client, but we ended up looking for something else.
And a fairly new build, can we assume?
So this is a second one, and again, this is a 4-bedroom with a garage, and for 300,000. So it could be very interesting.
All right, thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one, and we will have Vitor's contact details if you're getting excited about any of these. Oh, I say, a T3, 130,000.
Yep, this is also Vila Verde, right? Okay. So, I mean, yes, it is dated, but I wanted to put a little bit of medium range and also affordable properties here so people could have an idea of what to look at. Like, you can clearly see that those kinds of faucets should probably be replaced. Place is a little bit worn out. But I mean, still the tradition of having manual water in the balcony.
Yeah.
There was a point in time, I think 20 or 30 years ago, where you'd see an apartment and every single balcony would have one of these things on the balcony. And then
and a grill at the other end, right? So if you want to be traditional Portuguese, you have that washing facility at one end and a cooking facility at the other.
Many did. But at least this.
Yes.
And then the next technological leap was these washing things, but in plastic, so they were lighter.
Yes, I have seen them, and you can still buy them actually if you're attached. If you're the sort of person who insists on putting your insurance sticker in the window, even though you don't have to anymore, you might like to wash your clothes in one of those as well. Okay, so this is a T3 apartment in this same town. A little bit of work required, a bit of TLC needed, but you can certainly see the bare bones and what you're looking at there. Oh, you'd have thought they might have got rid of that bit of black mold there before taking the photo.
Yeah, I know that this terrifies foreigners a lot, but almost every Portuguese home that was built in the last few decades, you'd find something like this.
If
this one is a bit, worse than what it is. But hey, kudos on the real estate agents for not hiding it and taking this exact picture. Maybe not what you'd want to have on a listing, but it's good to have transparency. I like to see more transparency on the market.
Fair enough. Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, and have they left any light bulbs? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously this property would need some work, but I mean, it's a matter of doing the math. I haven't even seen this property. Oh my god, these maths. Oh my god, memories. Obviously, I don't quite know. I don't know. Maybe if perhaps 30,000 could be enough to get all of this in a decent condition and taking care of all of these things.
You have got some work. And the Vila Verde, this town we're talking about, how well connected is it? This is new to a lot of us here. Does it have a railway station? Does it have a main road? What's the deal?
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at Vila Verde this morning on Ask the Agent with Vitor Costa of Portugal. Okay.
So this is Ponte de Lima.
Yeah.
And Vila Verde, the city center, is here, and this is Braga. So it's a really short drive to Braga.
Yeah.
Although, ironically, it takes much longer to get from here to Ponte de Lima because you'd have to go through the middle of the mountains to get here.
Yes.
But from Braga is a lot quicker.
Okay.
So Vila Verde itself, I mean, it's a nice village. You wouldn't even need to go to Braga exactly to do anything because you have. Let me put a little guy here.
Yes, very good. Okay, you did say you had 5. You as I expected, you might have tried to break the rules, and we can allow that this morning because we are still hungry.
I mean, there's a continent here, there's the city center, so there's a lot of stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah. Okay,
so that's where Vila Verde is.
Can we squeeze those couple more in? Oh, good man. Where are we now?
Sorry?
Where are we now? Where have we gone now?
This is in a... This is another apartment in Ponte Lima, 4-bedroom.
Okay. Yeah.
In a bit nicer condition than the other one.
Definitely.
Bit more modern, small balcony thing. You can see here. So this is just entering the village. This is the roundabout you take to go down there. So this could be a good option.
Thoughtful, isn't it? The presentation of this one.
I would say maybe 10 minutes walking from the center of the village.
Okay.
Right. It is in a nice area as well. You got good restaurants. There's a nice little attic there.
Very nicely done, the attic. Oh, and a little sun lounge on the roof there. Fantastic. 220K for this.
Yeah.
And T4, 220,000. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Third floor with elevator. Not all of them have elevator.
All right, good to know.
And we've done this one already. Okay, so I guess I got 4.
All right, fair enough. So, but that's a really good cross section, a sort of property that you can find in the north of Portugal, in and around Ponte Lima. There, best way for people to get in touch with you, Vitor, if they're interested in any of these properties.
Of course, if you go to portugaldoor.com, you can have all of my contact details in there and also a link to book a meeting on my calendar. So we can have a meeting, see what you want, see what you need, that we explain how we work, and even if we're a good fit, because maybe we're not for some reason. And I want people to do what's best for them.
Perfect. Okay. Oh. Your call is important to us. We've got the 4 seasons there. Is there a deal you need to do right now?
It is.
Okay, all right. So maybe we better let you go to do that. There are the details, portugaldoor.com, and you'll be able to find out all of Vitor's details, how to email him, WhatsApp him, and even set up a meeting. And you'll see the lovely faces of our mutual friends, Bob and Viv, when you go to that site as well. So portugaldoor.com for those or any properties like them in the north of Portugal. Thank you, Vitor, for being our very first featured real estate agent on the Ask the Agent feature here on Good Morning Portugal. So I'm going to play that jingle one more time and wish you a very good day, my friend. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
Oh, and you haven't signed up for a party?
Back-to-back business there. We've got Vitor going off to do a few deals. Somebody on the phone already this morning, perhaps as a direct consequence of being on the Ask the Agent feature. Thank you very much, Marcus, I think it was, wasn't it, who was recommending a real estate agent. Yeah, João Passos at Keller Williams in Lisbon. Saw a Keller Williams listing here in San Martino last night, actually. They seem to be growing here in Portugal, don't they? Keller Williams, KW. And of João Passos, you say absolutely impeccable in every way. That's what you're looking for from a real estate agent. I miss Wiley, says Pete, and her medieval air conditioning units. Is she scheduled to take part? No bookings as yet, but we may see Wiley, of course, on the Dream Team sessions on a Thursday evening over at Expats Portugal. Wave to me, Vitor, if you want to come back on. He's gone. I thought he was going.